And welcome back, everyone, to the week of What If. We are on part 9 of What If Naruto had a Zanpakuto, the Nozarashi edition. Given where I'm planning to end on this chapter, we might be done with this one on Wednesday, but we'll definitely be done with this one next week, by the end of the week, by Sunday. Either way, we left off with Sasuke and Sakura being confronted by Itachi in the dead of night, saying, yes, a dead man has no reason to lie, Sasuke. Come find me, and I'll tell you exactly what you want to know. If you want your revenge, come get it, but there's things you need to know. And then basically giving him a location and effing off as a bird. Well, because Sasuke isn't as single-minded and single-driven in this version, and because Sakura's there, he does ultimately, in the middle of the night, wake them up, go to the Hokage, everyone wakes up. They talk it over. Tsunade's just wondering, he's like, and what do you think, Kakashi? This is a personal matter, and if what Tachi says is true, he's dying anyway. I believe my team can handle it. Naruto's like, come on, yeah, maybe Kasami will be there too. I've been looking to have a rematch with him. It's like, now, and to which Kakashi's like, that's taking one step at a time, Naruto. If Kasami is there, we'll have to deal with that in our own way. But for now, let's just focus on Itachi. Fine, we'll head out first light. So they get ready. Everyone's ready to go. They head out, and we're off. Now, because of the situation here, Kasame is actually not with Itachi, because Kasame was with Itachi initially to help them, because they were partners. They were about as close to friends in the Akatsuki as Akatsuki members can be. I don't know if Itachi ultimately considered him his friend, but they were about as close as you could get to being friends. And they worked really well together. But because this was when Sasuke was on his own, and Sasuke was still hell-bent on revenge, like he went to Orochimaru and all that, the circumstance was very different than it was here. And because Itachi's pretty much now saying, oh, Sasuke didn't go down the path I thought. In fact, he went down a very different path that I'm glad he went down. But he still needs to know the truth, and I am dying very soon. So we need to have a discussion. I think Kasame was left out on this one. So ultimately, it comes down to them finding a location where Itachi is. Team 7 showing up there. It's like, I see. So you did bring your friends after all, Sasuke. It's like, of course. There's no way I was coming wasn't coming prepared, Itachi. Besides, if you're dying, then you're no threat. Then your threat is minimal. If you were lying, then at least I have backup here. It's like, so you backup. So you didn't devote yourself to hate like I told you to. And Itachi's doing the whole actually doing the thing I'm doing with my hair right now. He's kind of like just doing the contemplative. So you didn't do what I told you to live for hate. I tried living for hate. You know what that got me? A busted arm and proof that it wasn't the way to go. I chose the other path. I chose to rely. I still hate you to this day, and that hate's probably never going away. But I chose a different path. I chose to believe in the people around me. Something you didn't. Something you didn't do. And you know what? I'm glad for it. It made me stronger than I think I ever could have been on my own. And Itachi just is looking at him, and there is actually a soft smile of respect. And Sasuke, they can see it. Particularly Sasuke, because he's got his Sharingan activated. Kakashi's got his activated as well. It's like, my word, you really did grow up, Sasuke, didn't you? Cut the bull, Itachi. You're the one who sent us here. And what do you mean? What do you mean you're a dying man? A dying man has. What did you mean? And when you said a dying man has no reason to lie, what did you mean? What do you mean? You're dying? Is that it? How I expect to believe that? Like I told you, Sasuke, a dying man has no reason to lie. And he uses Tsukuyomi, but he doesn't use it as a torture effect. Tsukuyomi's ability isn't to torture. It literally is manipulating reality in your own perceived perception of reality. You can literally live an entire lifetime in the span of seconds, nanoseconds even. That's what he did to his girlfriend in the light novel. He basically gave her the entirety of their lives together and then killed her. Like, that's how powerful Tsukuyomi is. It's a reality manipulation type genjutsu. Now, granted, it's not truly manipulating reality. It will still kill you. But it's manipulating your perception of reality to the point where it just all seems real. But he actually activates Tsukuyomi. And it's like, get ready. But as they're getting ready to try to dispel the Genju, they realize, wait, what is he doing? I told you, Sasuke, I have no reason to lie. And he explains what happened that night of the massacre. And he explains everything from his perspective. He's showing him, and he realizes this isn't just the massacre. This is his perspective. This is what happened to him that night. And they're all seeing it, and they see how the Chia were planning a coup. They were going to take over the village. Yes, and innocents were going to die. People who had no reason to be involved. You see the Chia were being marginalized because of their history, and they felt less and less they had less and less power than before, and it did not sit well with them at all. Eventually, many of the head of the clan, our father, decided that a coup was inevitable. I could not let that happen. You were just a boy, Sasuke. Or let me rephrase that. I could not let that happen, so I made the choice. Then why? And Sasuke is starting to get really upset, tears in his eyes. Why did you spare me? You were just a boy, Sasuke. You're my little brother. I was already forced to kill mother and father. I did not want to bring you into it. And he explains it. Then who gave the order? And he explains. And they show the image, and Kakashi's like, Danzo. Danzo, he was the teammates with the third Hokage, joined the second and the first, just like he was. But unlike them, unlike the Sarutobi, he's a trying to think of the term. Is it a fundamentalist that the Danzo would kind of be classified as? His fundamentals are he's a fundamentalist, a war hawk. He believes in power and the perception that the Hokage is the village. That the Hokage is the most important being, even above its citizens. Then that power rules all. He is not, and despite say he's not a good man. And then the illusion hesitates. Itachi just it's like Itachi is. It's okay, Sasuke. Everyone, you must see. And he shows him everything that happened. He does not re-show the killing of his parents, obviously. But ultimately, he ends the genjutsu. Kakashi and Sasuke are like, that's fine. And then Itachi and they see in Sakura, it's all right. I told you. As I've been saying, Sasuke, a dying man has no reason to lie. It's like, then to which Sasuke and Kakashi kind of look over at Sakura and be like, go check him. And she checks him and is like, he's right. It's terminal. I don't even know exactly what this is. And Itachi explains, it's a rare complication. He's like holding his side as he's like getting breath. It's a rare complication of the Mangekyo. Very few ever have it, but unfortunately, I never had the strongest body or chakra pool. Because of it, it's been slowly killing me ever since I activated my Mangekyo. I've been able to stave off the worst effects with eye drops from the village hidden in the hot spring, but time's running out now. And Sasuke, they eventually get to Itachi. He's like, why are you telling me all this? Because Sasuke, you need to know the truth. There's another man, a darker man, even than Danzo out there. His name is Madara Uchiha. Now, granted, I don't know if Itachi actually knew that was Obito. I have a feeling, because Obito did say after the Mangekyo activated in Sasuke's eye, that he never told Itachi the whole truth about him. So my guess is Itachi probably suspected he wasn't Madara, but he probably didn't know who he was. And therefore, he obviously didn't know how the Kamui really worked on Obito's end. Though, to be fair, and so he says his name's, though I truly believe he may not be the true Madara, but an imposter using the name to gain power. He is the true leader of the Akatsuki. He is the one planning to wage war against the entirety of the world. And so he gets up again. And it's like, so what? So why? Why bring this all to my attention if you're dying anyway? Because there's something you need, Sasuke. In order for true power, in order for you to gain the power to stop him, you and Naruto are going to have to grow even stronger than you are now. Naruto's like, I'm plenty strong as it is now, Itachi. And do you think that's enough, or do you still want to grow even stronger, go beyond this strength? I'm always looking to get stronger, of course, believe it. And you'll need Sasuke. You'll need my eyes. And he's about to go for it. What? You see, there's only a one way to unlock the Mangekyo, the loss of the insane pain of loss. But beyond that, if you keep using the Mangekyo, you will lose your eyesight. But the only way to offset that is to implant the eyes of another Uchiha. Particularly, blood relations close blood relations are usually better. And gosh, is like a sibling. Exactly. So Sasuke, I want you to take my eyes. I want you to be able to bring our clan back to prominence. I want you to avenge what we lost. And it's like, and Sasuke is just looking. I was like, and Sasuke, you think I believe all this? It's like, and they're all like, Sasuke, you think I believe any of this? I hated you for years. You killed our mother and father. You killed our family, and I'm supposed to do it. He's got tears in his eyes. That's what she doesn't believe all this. And Tachi's just looking at. I know I did wrong by you, little brother, and that's why in my last days I want to make it right. Please. And they're just looking on each other. When all of a sudden, Kakashi's ears kind of like, so wait, something's coming. And even Naruto, who's got good balance here, so he's just boom! A giant explosion hits because they're in like a cave. I can't remember what the location really was. It's like a cave of some kind, if I'm not mistaken. And just boom! And I mean, it's a big explosion. And standing, two birds, mind you, standing on a bird. Two birds. One is Datara there, and the other is Kasame. What are you doing here? And with Datara, no less. It looks like the what with the little info that Obito dropped for us is right. Right. It looks like Itachi was trying to go turncoat, and Kasame's just looking. I was like, really, man? I really thought we had something. I really thought we understood each other, especially because I hate people who don't keep their word. And more important, people who just give away secrets. It's like Kasame, I'll give you one chance, Kasame. Do not do this. Datara, leave now. Leave that. Oh, is that right? Because a little birdie told us you're on death's door. Tells me you're on death's door, Itachi. I'm finally getting the chance to take you out after all these years. And to which. and he brings out a bunch of explosions, only for a gust of slicing air to just poof. It's like, what the? I'm sorry, but Sasuke and Itachi were having a lovely and Kasame, well, let me rephrase that. No, because I realized I just messed that up. And Kasame's like, what? And Kasame's like, I'm sorry, Itachi, but this is not how it's gonna end. And it's like, water style, and I actually can't remember the name of the technique. Was it the water shockwave technique, or which was the technique name that he basically barfed out the lake? I can't remember exactly which one that was. I don't know if it was an exploding water shockwave. That was the second move, the second used. I'm gonna find that move right now. But Kasame basically fills up the cavern there, and they have to get the hell out of there. Meanwhile, Datara is thinking words here. Datara is laying explosives. So Sakura, Kakashi, and Naruto square off against Kasame, which Naruto quickly gets in there before he can get any further. And just the Nine-Tails bred. Well, looks like we get to have a little rematch. I hope you've improved. It's like, why don't I show you? And all of a sudden, Kasame can actually feel the weight of his blade. He hasn't released Nozarashi yet. When he's like, he's gotten stronger. This should be fun. Only for him to suddenly hear a cha! And Sakura comes in. Boom, he blocks in Samahata. He still goes flying back, but Samahata still is able to scrape her knuckle and steal some chakra. The catch with Samahata is very much that it can't absorb elemental chakra, if I remember correctly. Exploding water colliding wave, I believe, is the name of the technique. I could be wrong on that. I'm checking right now just to be certain on that. Apparently he had fire style too, but there was nothing ever revealed in the series. And he had fire, earth, wind, and water style. We only saw one technique with the earth, and most of it was all water. But yes, this was the technique that the exploding water colliding wave was the one he just does. And he does that, and he makes the giant wave, and everything's kind of waterlogged. him and Naruto are like squaring up. He does throw Naruto off. I said so. Throws Sakura off. Kakashi tries to come in with Raikiri. Kasami's like, nope, water clone. But Kakashi does shock the water. Naruto and Sakura have to jump up to avoid it. Meanwhile, there's a lot of air-to-eye combat, if you will, going on with Itachi and Deidara. Deidara's meanwhile laughing. Not only do I get to kill you, Itachi, and he summons the dragon, I get to wipe out your entire lineage. This will be the true expression of art. Art is beautiful. Instant. Your death will be an explosion, and just starts laying waste. However, Itachi and Sasuke still actually work really well as a team together. And Sasuke quickly just takes out the dragon. He's like, what? And he deactivates a lot of the bombs as he's got his ninja wire activated. And it's like your clay bombs are nothing more than earth and fire chakra. Explosion release, if I'm not mistaken, right? And he's kind of asking Itachi, yes, if I remember correctly, that is the composition of that Kekkei Genkai. That means I can just defuse them with a little bit of lightning. Milo's like, you. And then Itachi activates Amaterasu. And he burns the bird he's on. The bird starts, because it's clay, and if you burn clay, you're either going to harden it up or you're just going to melt it, depending on what you're doing. It depends on the type of clay too. Like just molding clay does not set if you like put it in like an oven. I used to have that kind of clay as a kid where you could actually like make things with it, and it would and if you put it in the oven for a certain amount of time, it would harden up. I used to have that clay as a kid, and you can find it. It's not hard to find. Go to any craft store, you'll probably find it. I used to make like Pokemon, and then I unfortunately got the wrong clay, and it all just turned to goop. Just a blip. But yeah. So I'm just thinking on the chemical interactions there. Which one would it do? Would it melt, or do you think it would harden? I would say because it's not like pottery clay, it probably melts. So he has to quickly get off, makes another bird. He's on the back end. He tries his C3, which I believe. Okay, oh crap. Which one? Okay, C1 was just a giant bomb that he dropped on. He dropped on the sand. C2 is the dragon. C4. No, C3 is the microscopic bomb, if I'm not mistaken. And then C0 is the self-destruct bomb. But I'm gonna just double check that because I'm having trouble remembering which one. Okay, Deidara, there we go. Which one was it? Oh, okay, wait, there was a C4. Okay, 1 second here. Then what was C4? Oh wait, sorry, it wasn't C1. It was C4. That's no, the C0 through 1. Okay, I'm clearly missing something here. All right, what was C D D D D D? Let's see here now. Ultimate Art, because C4 is I think it's the finisher one, right? Come on. Yeah. C4 is the one where it's the little microscopic bombs. C0 I know is the finisher. I know that. C3. What was C3? That's the one I'm probably not remembering correctly. C3 was just a giant large scale bomb? Interesting. I would have thought that was a lower C. And then I think C1 is just a standard fire explosive lines. Okay then. So anyway, back to the plot. Deidara is like just struggling with these guys, but Itachi's also just copying him more. He's straining himself to the limit now. Sasuke fires off the great fireball jutsus, creating the atmosphere for Kirin, which is something I still think he would have learned. I think now though he can even use his wires and the White Fang to actually really channel it. It's like take this, Kirin, and Deidara's like crap, and he replaces himself with the exploding clone. The only problem is the exploding clone, the microscopic stuff doesn't work here. And so Deidara is now really on his last legs. Itachi's at least a little better here because he hasn't activated Susanoo yet. Meanwhile, Kasami has just been kind of wrecking shop a little bit with these two. It's like, is this really the best you got? And it's like, we really. And Kakashi tries Kamui, but it does not work. Not because it couldn't work on him, because, he's using water clones. All right, and he's about to activate the water dome ability. I can't remember the name of the technique, but the water dome ability. Basically, just kind of I'll be able to kill a traitor and get the Nine Tails. Gonna be great. And to which he's about to come in, but then Naruto just comes in and just drink Nozarashi. Is that really the best you? And it's an immediate mistake because Samahata probably is a durable enough blade that it wouldn't it would maybe take a second for the blade to go through instead of just being a clean sweep. It'd be like, oh, but the point is just. And he just cleaves not through just Samahata, but also through Kisame. It's like, man, no one can ever take that blade. Kisame's just like, what the hell? And Samahata's dead because it's a sentient blade that's just been cut in half, so it's dead. So he's just like, you. Then all of a sudden they hear a sound. It's like they hear the laughing, the maniacal laughter of Deidara. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna. You think this is over? Nothing's over. And just activate, gets him out, gets a giant lump of clay. It's like, if I'm going out, I'm taking you all with me. And they all see him, condensing. And Kasame's like, well, you got the win. It looks like you won, Brad, but at what cost? And Itachi and Sasuke get back to the group as quickly as possible. We gotta get out of here. Remember, art is an explosion! And just boom! The mega attack comes in, and they're unable to escape. But as the attack hits, they realize, like, what? We're okay. And they see the Susanoo surrounding them, protecting them. The final technique of the Mangekyo that every Uchiha would have is the Susanoo, born from both eyes. Sasuke. And the explosion dies down. Susanoo dies down as well and touches. Then Sasuke's like, Sakura, get over here! And she's like, I can't. Best I can do is make him comfortable. Thank you, Sakura. It's more than I deserve. So, and Sasuke's now just like, no, you can't die. We got to get you back to the village, okay? You can tell Hokage everything happened. We'll arrest on. It's fine, okay? You just gotta live. You just gotta live it longer. You son of a bitch. He even hits him a little bit. You don't get to die yet, okay? You don't get to die. And he just, I'm sorry. It's like Sasuke. And it's like, I'm sorry, little brother. Do better than I did. And he just. And dies, and you're just there, and Sasuke and just screams out in the sky. They make the agreement to bring the body back, and they'll talk about the eyes later. All the while, a certain masked figure has been watching, just as Zetsu did, and in this version, he kind of was orchestrating the whole event because he's the one who let it slip where he was. So he's looking on like, I see. So this is going to be problematic indeed. But it's still within our parameters. But the loss of Kisame and Deidara, Deidara's wasn't as big a concern, but the loss of Kisame, that will be a bit of a problem. Still, we have our options. And he goes, and after what's happened to Rai, he goes, I need you to collect the 9 tails, followed by the 8 tails. Would he send him after the 8 tails? Because there's really no one left apart from Obito, Konan, Zetsu, and Pain, Nagato at this point. Would he send him after the 8 tails first? Probably, actually. And with that said, he probably could catch B. I mean, don't get me wrong. B is a perfect Jinchuriki, so it would still be difficult, but he probably could catch B. But given how B was able to outsmart Sasuke with the Amaterasu, I still think it's feasible he could outsmart Pain and just, hide. So ultimately, while they're, sealing the, while Obito and, the Zetsu are, sealing the 8 tails part away, they realize it's just a piece of them. Great. And then they send Pain after Naruto. But we would have to pause for a second as They get back to the village. Everything is revealed. I mean, it's convenient that Tachi told you this, because just as you came back, Danzo went missing. Missing? My guess is he knew the jig would have been up. My guess is he's been listening in somehow. And he knew the jig would have been up if what Itachi said ever got back to him. It's like, damn him. And Sasuke's, damn him. No, it's fun. It's Sasuke. And his curse mark is a little flared at this point, but he's able to reel it back in. But still, good job. But I guess the question is, Sasuke, what will you do now? And Sasuke's looking over, thinking it over. Like, Itachi's eyes are currently in a jar on the desk. Because honestly, I don't like having eyes on my desk, but still. And no, Sasuke just, I need time to think on it. And Lady Hokage, I'm sorry. I was like, no, it's fine. What is it? It's just there's been news. Lord Jiraiya has been killed. And everyone hears that in shock. And Naruto, particularly, like, what? Yeah. No, and I see. And so, everyone's dismissed. And Naruto is the first to just go out, and he goes through his phase of mourning, and everyone else does. People try to cheer him up. Meanwhile, he's just kind of walking along. Eventually, he gets to the point where he's got the popsicle in his hand. And in his head, he's sparring it out with Nozarashi in his head, who's, consents all the pain he's going, knows what he's going through. It's like, Naruto, it's okay. It's all right, Naruto. You don't have to. And he's not even using the Shikai. Like, she's got the Shikai activated. He's not even using the Shikai. He's clashing with Nozarashi and Shikai against his sealed sword. And he's basically, it's almost like he doesn't want to win. He just wants to feel something. He just needs to vent his anger. He's like, ah! And Naruto finally just breaks down and just starts crying in the pool in his mind. And amazingly, Kurama's not saying anything. Because the whole idea of him being a father figure to Naruto, Jiraiya, he resonates with Kurama, like, because he's lost a father figure in Hagoromo. So he's not surprisingly like bitching at Naruto. He's not making fun of him. He's letting the kid mourn for what it's worth. Despite the fact they're still not on very good terms, he's come to respect the kid for like the immense power he has. Even if he is borrowing it, it's still impressive nonetheless. And how strong he at least respects Naruto's strength, though he still sees him as nothing much more than a brat. Still, it's like Naruto just crashes down, and if he's crying, Nozarashi comes over, and he just he's got his eyes closed, and he just feels these tiny arms on him. It's like, no, it's okay, Naruto. And there is little Yajiru there, just comforting Naruto, and he's crying, and he's just holding him like a little sister. Why is Yajiru there? Well, if you know the series, you know why Yajiru's there. Now, when will Yajiru make an appearance? I'm going to spoil it. It's not going to be in this chapter. I actually have a very specific idea for when that's going to be shown. And for anyone who watched the first video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I explained that. But for those of you who are not familiar with the series very much, it's going to be fun, folks. But until then, we get to... It's actually... I see Iruka showing up, helping him out, or cheering him up. I also see Sasuke and him kind of, meeting up and having kind of just a bro talk with each other. They both now, in the span of no more than a few hours, lost someone very, very close to them. And they're both kind of just settling in on that fact. It's like, so what are you going to do? I'm gonna beat this pain, no matter what. No matter what. Yeah, no matter what I have to do. What about you? And Sasuke's like, I'm going to find Danzo and I'm going to kill him. I'm going to avenge Itachi and my clan. And then I guess you made your decision then, didn't you? Yeah, I did. And they go back. Sasuke agrees to the surgery. And Sakura, who's skilled, I think it's debatable. Do you think Sakura is skilled enough to do that surgery? I might argue she's not quite there, but she might be. I mean, she's extremely skilled at this point with medical ninjutsu. We shit on Sakura in part 1, rightfully so. But in part 2, she is very capable. And she's apparently a lot stronger once you get into like Boruto in the light novels, too. Apparently she's immune to nearly any genjutsu, except for like a Tsukuyomi or something like that. But beyond that, I mean, she's got and excellent chakra control. Like, she can literally reattach her limbs. Except she has like a Wolverine healing factor with her chakra, so she's exceptionally strong once you get to like the Boruto, like late Shippuden and beyond era. And they just didn't do a lot of good stuff with her character is the problem. I think that's really what it comes down to with Sakura, is that it's not that Sakura's useless in part 1. Let's just call that as it is. But in part 2, it's less that she's useless and more that they really didn't do her character any favors, particularly near the other latter half of the series. But latter half of the second series. But I digress. So Pa reveals that, the real one's not there and takes Naruto back to Mount Miyabuku. Now, Sage Art training is going to go the same, but don't expect him to be using Bankai, for example, with his Sage mode. Not to say that a Bankai in Sage mode couldn't work, but if you remember the part 1 of the video, and I will remind you when we go back to the Bankai, Zaraki's Bankai and Sage mode are not going to gel together, because Sage mode does require balance, and that thing is anything but balance. That thing is mayhem, carnage, and chaos incarnate. So, yeah. So he's not going to be using Sage mode with Nozarashi's Bankai anytime soon. But he will still be perfecting the Rasen Shuriken. I have a cool idea for a move that he probably would never use with this sword. If anything, he probably would have used it more with, like, say, Benihime. The idea would be that he stabs someone, and if they're, like, say, like a Kakuzu or a Kasame who've got, like, a healing factor or immense durability, he then creates the Rasengan on the tip of the blade, pulls it out, and basically just pulls that Rasengan right into their back. But unfortunately, and that was the idea I kind of had to bring out into this sword, and I still think it could work, like maybe focusing creating that once his chakra control gets even better, creating the Rasengan on the tip of the blade and, like, throwing it or whatever. But because of what Nozarashi is, it's mostly just a giant power tool, I don't really see that working. So Naruto will be spending a lot of time still working on the Sage mode. I think he would also be working on one other thing that would not really be usable at this time, because there's a lot of open space in Mount Miyabuku and all that. Regardless, so we cut to the invasion of pain. Sasuke at this point is probably near recovered, because it did, I think, take about a week for pain to invade, because Naruto had been gone for a little bit. So he's probably near recovered. He probably still has the bandages on his eyes, but he's ready to go. The attack on the village happens. Sasuke is still in bed, and he can hear what's going on. Meanwhile, while it's all said and done, he can feel like, I should go, and he can feel something in his mind, like, I should be going. I should go and try to stop Naruto, or something along the lines that, it's Naruto's fault, all of it. And then he realizes, what am I thinking? And he can feel like a presence in his mind. And then he realizes what's going on. And he just extends his senses out, and he can tell someone's in the room. And he just kind of, Danzo, I assume that's you. I see. So you weren't able to resist the effects of my Koto Matsukame. I was like, I was hoping to sway you to my side, Uchiha, just like I did your brother. But that doesn't seem to be the case. And he's pulling us, like, he's ready to pretty much just straight kill Sasuke, because he knows Sasuke's a threat, and he knows Sasuke knows. It's like, even if you were to kill me, the Danzo, you wouldn't be able to escape justice forever. Everyone knows at this point it will pass, just as it always has. And with the invasion, with the Akatsuki's invasion, I should be able to cover my tracks, no problem. And I will take my rightful place as the Hokage when Tsunade is killed. That's never gonna happen. Naruto's gonna get here. I mean, unfortunately, the messenger, not likely. The messenger toad that was left for Naruto is met with an untimely fate. Tachi's now like, let me get this straight. This village, and Sasuke actually knows he can use his Turtle Mangekyo. He's just kind of like getting as much info out of Danzo as possible. Let me get this straight. You, the man who claims to want to protect his home, protect his village, just killed the messenger for one of the guys who can help protect it. and now people are dying, homes are being destroyed, all because you want a throne. Is that it? Is you don't? You really think? And he's got wind channeling channel through his blade. It doesn't matter what you think. All that matters is all that matters. All that matters is you die, Danzo. What? And he sees Sasuke's got his his ninja wire, but he also sees there's a little bit of Susanoo leaking on it. I think would be a cool little, because Sasuke's Susanoo has an arrow. Would that be kind of cool to have like a whip, like an energy whip attached to it? Like maybe it's a secondary weapon thanks to like him using that, and it gains the Susanoo gains. That would be pretty boss actually, because he's basically got Susanoo like cat of nine tails that just manipulate and like bind and just pulls it in for the arrow. That's a pretty boss thing, actually, I think. It's simplistic, too, but it's a pretty cool idea. It's cute. And he just pulls off the bandages. I don't know what your ultimate plan, really, if this was really your plan, it had some logic flaws. The first was manipulating my brother into killing his family. And the second was thinking you could get away with it. And he just takes the arm off, because he can tell there's something off with his arms. Because he can see the chalk coming off it. I don't know what you did. No, did with this, did Danzo, but he just comes in, and just destroys Danzo's eye. Just is pretty much just going to kill him. It's like, you bastard. He throws the arm, by the way, to the side, because that will be a little important later on. But for the time being, Danzo's getting screwed. He activates the seal, but he's like, I will not go alone, Uchiha. And Sasuke's like, no, you will. And he just kind of uses the Susanoo and just kind of launch him out of there. And he's like, okay, I got to go out and help people. But he also sees the arm, like, what is this? And he looks at the arm and just kind of breaks it. And he sees what it is. And like, what the hell? And he puts it in a sealing scroll. He's like, I got to save that for later. But meanwhile, he goes out and tries to help the village. And I think he ends up saving Kakashi's ass from dying, just as he's about to use the other Kamui, which would have killed him. Sasuke comes in, just boom, with the Susanoo, and says, Sasuke, hang in there, Kakashi, I'm here. Hang in there, Sensei, I'm here. It's like, Sasuke Uchiha, I see. So, the rumors are true. You gained your brother's Mangekyo, an eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. And he looks and is like, and what are yours? I see you've never heard of the Rinnegan. Allow me to show you its power. It's like, and Sasuke comes in, throws the Susanoo blade out, like whips at him. Shinra Tensei, boom. It's like, what the? It's like, Busho Tenin, and just whoa. And then the Azura Path comes in and just lays waste as many missiles as it can on Sasuke, who's like being bombarded. Damn it! Amaterasu, Shinra Tensei. Boom, and Sasuke gets blasted back. Now, realistically, Sasuke should probably be able to beat a Pain with a perfected Susanoo, but he hasn't even used the original Susanoo yet. So this is his first time using it, so he's still very new to this. And Sasuke's just getting blasted around. Pain ultimately goes up, does the crater-wide Shinra Tensei. Sasuke protects Kakashi. I believe it's a Chojiro, or is it Choji? I can't remember Choji's dad name. I think he's the one there, though. And, he's protecting as many people as he can, but it's draining on. Like, he's just using it for the first time, so he's huffing, he's puffing. Naruto eventually shows up. And I'm going to summarize it. We're almost at the 40-minute mark here. He's still in stage mode. He's still going to use stage mode. He can use Shikai in stage mode. He's actually going to make mincemeat of these guys pretty quick. The Preta Path, he just slices, and even though it tries to get out of the way, it just gets its head cut clean off. He uses a Rasen Shuriken, and even without the Rasen Shuriken, even though it tires him out a little bit, he comes in and, uses the Rasen Shuriken again, gets the Sage Chakra back again. When Pain tries to go toe-to-toe with him, he's quickly outmatched in the sword. Like, Sasuke and Naruto's like, nope. And he gets the Sage Mode back again, does the Rasen Shuriken again. The Preta Path comes in. But Naruto just comes in, drink Nozarashi, and because he was directly in front of Pain and how big Nozarashi is, he actually slices the David path clean in half along with the Prita path because there's no chakra involved with Nozarashi. He also quickly takes out the Naraka path. And he's like, well, that's that, but I still got one last thing to do, and just stabs looks for him, finds him, Nagato, goes off, and confronts him. And he tries to throw that giant chakra rod at Naruto, who just it's like, yeah, no. But at the same time, they still have their conversation about peace. And I think it's a combination of the conversation that the David path, not the Yaiko path, has with him, and the conversation they have put together. It's an extended conversation about peace. And Naruto's like, I may enjoy combat, I may enjoy battle, but I'm not going to forsake peace for it. I will fight because I love to fight and because I want peace. And so he, he talks about the book, The Tale of the Gutsy Ninja, and how the character was named after him. And Nagato does a solid and revives all the people who lost their lives. And ultimately, Naruto comes back a hero. Sakura gives him a hug, all that good stuff. And Zetsu's like, holy crap. Meanwhile, B was still captured. Is off doing his own thing. The difference here is there's no Kisame to go and capture him. So we now have a Naruto who's got Sage Mode, been training a while. We got Sasuke, who now has his Eternal Mangekyo. If I'd actually say who's stronger right now, it's probably Sasuke. Naruto still needs to be able to access Kurama's full power to, I think, be on relative par with Sasuke, if not stronger. And neither of them have their 6 paths forms yet. So just keep that in mind. But until then, yeah, that's my thoughts. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see if I'll end it on part 10. Based on where we are, actually thinking we might end it on part 10. We might end it Wednesday. But I'm not 100% sure on that yet. It's going to depend on where I write the story out for or towards. Until then, though, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.